Okay, we're back with another Dragon Champions video. I'm gonna do an overview a little bit more in depth of Mor'Doom. If you look at my last video, I was able to unlock Mor'Doom with kind of a relatively weak human team. Weak in the sense that I was using Snorri. A lot of my abilities were not maxed out. So it was challenging, and you can argue some aspects random number generator, but it is what it is. So Mor'Doom as a character, I've been playing around with him a bit more, spending a lot of resources and getting him to, as you can see here, level 73. He's gear 9. I mean, obviously I can upgrade some of his runes here, but for the most part, I've got a speed potency set up here. And this morning with the challenges, I was just able to get his summon up to level 6, which I'll get into in a second. In terms of character, he's a clan character, orc fighter, mage, and dragon slayer. All the dragon slayer, obviously, and clan setup is great, especially orc setup. You're seeing a lot of the meta now with Zera and Mor'Doom geared towards a orc heavy arena, and I will show you that also in a second. But before we do that, let's just review his ability set again. I really like his basic. I almost have it maxed out, but at max, it's not the 290% magic damage, which is good. It's the removes 2 buffs. In campaign mode and in arena and tower, this is an automatic taunt remover on Tromgar in most cases. Tromgar is usually quick to act, so he will taunt pretty much his first turn. If you save his basic, and Mor'Doom's speed that I have is 205, which is great right now, but probably first turn summoning these demons. Next time around, you're removing Tromgar's taunt, and you can focus on the DPS. That is awesome. So really like his basic ability there. His second ability is really the game changer, in my opinion. He's summoning 2 henchmen with 50% of his health and 80% of his damage. This is a mix between the red demon you see there, which has a fireball attack, single target DPS, as well as an AoE, and the green green demon has again a magic attack, but he has a AoE heal. So really powerful stuff there. And even if they're only doing 1,000, 1,500 DPS to the enemy, the fact that you can have multiple of these on the field at any point, in some cases, even when running a Rantha with a battle poo, I can get 4 of these out. It's actually overkill. It's probably overpowered. Rock's Curse, also really powerful, 480%, and inflicts all of these debuffs for 3 turns on this enemy. You're talking, hey, hit this on a Soleus or a Nightheal, and they're that much faster to burn down. Lastly, his passive is nothing to sneeze at either. I do not personally have a strong demon team. It's on my list to look at next, demons and pride, but now that I have Mor'Doom, probably I'll lean towards demons. 10% tenacity and 10% potency for each living demon in the party. What I don't know from the theory crafting is whether his spawned demons count towards that. If they do, this is well overpowered. So I'm going to assume no, but who knows? But if you're running a team with Kyra, Slinger, I can see demons also rising if they're not already the top of the meta with Kyra and Venomate in arena. Definitely much higher along. So just quickly on the campaign mode here. So you can see prior to me unlocking Mor'Doom, I still had a number of gaps in here, but I have now perfectly starred or 3-starred everything on here. So In the Rage of the Clans, I had a clan team pretty much consisting of this setup, which was my previous orc setup, but adding Mor'Doom in place of Mortha in some cases. I had a lot of trouble with this last one because Slinger kept putting a taunt on, so Slinger Puncher Face put a taunt on everybody and would just kill one of my characters. So the normal setup that I have is replacing Corcoran with actually Mortha, and this is unbeatable, at least through the campaign mode. So if you guys should be able to 3-star everything, which is great because it unlocks the last node for Nightingale, and I do not have her at 7 stars, so I'm farming her every day now on 2 nodes. Also on the Demon Invasion, I was able to have this set up here, which is Solius lead with Freezard, Shield Breaker, and then Tromgar and Mor'Doom flanking. Also very strong. The taunt from Tromgar is annoying, as you all know. Solius just basically continues to buff you, and the second I get more demons on the field, it's pretty much game over. So I'll show you some gameplay here. Again, let's see how this works out. Let's just say I want to fight the last node on here. We'll see how this goes. Again, it was working well for me yesterday, but you know, random number generator and all. So here's the team I'm gonna to load up here for you guys, and just show you kind of what Mor'Doom is capable of. Again, he's not level 80. He doesn't have all max abilities. He's not gear 11. If you're one of those players that already has many characters at that level, you're not worried about these setups. Honestly, you're not really probably even worried about these videos because you should have no problem. But in this case, strong demon team. I always pick on Venomate. I just don't like poison. So here, immediately I'm going to summon 2 demons. In this case, I have 2 of the healer demons, I'll call them. Great for just keeping Tromgar up, but just those extra DPS damage. So I'm going to buff up Freezard here, and Shield Breaker is going to do a debuff. So the other great thing is they pick on them. So as you can see, all of that damage, that's unfortunately he's dead, but it's not going to any of my other characters right now. I'm going to taunt up, even though everybody's taunted, and let's start the burn down. So here's Mor'Doom's next ability. In this case, I could remove some of these buffs that are on Mega Wheel in terms of his tenacity, basically with his basic. But Venomate, I'm going to target all of these debuffs on him. And then here's an ability for the Green Demon, Emerald Flame, 80% magic damage. And this is his AoE heal, 120%, which is really good, especially if multiple ones on the field. So there goes Venomate. Again, my guys are relatively healthy. I know Kyra will pretty much do her invisibility. I like to take out Puncher Face next, if possible, anytime I see demons. And that was a great hit. I'm still buffed up from Freezard, so this should do some pretty good AoE damage to the whole enemy team here. And of course, Puncher Face dodges, and here I'm stuck with invisibility. So I cannot target anybody but Mega Wheel, and now my Mor'Doom is in trouble. So his basic should remove one of these buffs. Didn't remove his counterattack, but it is what it is. So in this case, knowing that I'm going to attack Mega Wheel and get counterattacked, I'm going to just throw the AoE heal up. Solius, same idea here. Just don't want Mor'Doom to die for the sake of this video. He still has a taunt on him from Puncher Face, so we're going to continue to just go through the motions, and he's dead. So this video may not go as planned, but as you can see, this game, you are subject to a lot of random number generation here, targets, things like that. But we'll go play through the motions for the sake of this video, and I'll show you maybe how I'm using Mor'Doom in Arena as well. So, you know, if I can get Puncher Face dead, I may stand a little bit of a chance, but they're dodging a lot. So you never know. Soleus, I mean, those of you that are lucky enough to have unlocked him, the second you've done that, I'm sure you have all seen an uptick in your clearance for campaign, probably in arena and tower. The flip side of all of that success is that everybody else is running Soleus. So you're having to strategize against how you're really going to deal with opposing teams. And, you know, I know there's a lot of complaints to say, oh, I'm sick and tired of seeing Soleus teams. So there you go. I still beat it, Soleus teams. But, you know, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos of who to focus on or who to farm, you know, the meta always changes. Do I think Soleus will come off the top tier meta anytime soon? Of course not. But there's going to be others. There will be new legendary events. There'll be tweaks. And people start complaining. I'm sarcastically saying, you know, everybody's got running an Atom Goblin team. And it's getting boring. So, you know, I take all these complaints with a grain of salt. This, at the end of the day, is a game that if you are spending a lot of money on it or a lot of time, you're going to be near the top tier and you're going to see the same teams over and over again. Okay, let's jump to Arena. So Arena, I am ranked 50, so I'm anywhere between 40 and 50 on a daily basis, but I'm hitting a point where guys are going to start jumping ahead of me. So this is a typical team that I will see. This person in the middle who's running an Orc Kyra Freezer team. I'm just throwing this team out there. Basically the team that I used, that you just saw. I think it's pretty effective in terms of immunity, debuffs, and speed. So it hasn't been too terrible. And as I gear up Mor'Doom to level 80 and eventually the other characters to gear 11, I should see more continued success here. I've mostly given up trying to burn Kyra down in these cases because I know Tromgar is going to taunt and it is what it is. So I try to get Freezer down a bit because he has his cheat death. But these demons, so now you get to see what these orange or red demons do. So again, they're nice fodder to get targeted on. It's just great. Anytime you can have more people on the battlefield, the better. So here, what I'm going to try to do is I'm hopefully trying to take his taunt away. Once I level this up to a level 6 ability, there's a greater chance I'll remove his taunt debuff. But in this case, 1 in 3 chance, here we go. And there we go, I've got his taunt off, which is awesome. Once I get rid of this battle poo, I get that I still have to deal with his invisibility or Kyra's invisibility. And you could argue, oh, his counterattack would have been better to be removed. Sure, but because I have Shield Breaker, the debuff immunity is going to make it impossible for Tromgar to actually stun me. Okay, and so counterattack all you want, but you cannot stun me right now. I can basic again and remove another one of his attacks, but I will throw these debuffs on him. And you see how much that's on him, which is great. So hopefully these guys come out of invisibility. Because I removed his taunt, I can start picking on the DPS. I'll show you this World on Fire AoE. Does 80% magic damage to all enemies. Not much, but again, every little bit helps. So I am now going to pick on Kyra, heal up my squad, And in this case, here come more demons. This should be now just cleaned up. So you can see the advantage of having Mor'Doom, and this is where I'm going to leave it for you guys, is more fodder on here, basically more targets for the basically the computer to just have to pick on. And a lot of their programming, from what I can tell, is focus on, if nobody has taunt, focus on the enemy with the lowest HP and just keep burning them down. So if you've got demons on the field to take it instead of your main characters, great. So there you have it. There's a arena video for you. The last node in the demon campaign, even though Mor'Doom died. But hey, if you have any comments, leave them below. Throw me a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If you like these videos, maybe leave me a comment on what you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching.